The weather report is not looking good. Day 2 of rain. So the grease points are in the most awkward of positions. Just rinsing off to get all the bits of grass and stuff off. Packing, cold room, get the heat out of the fruit. The irrigation equipment, sprinklers, come in 3 parts. Are you going mowing? The weather report is not looking good, so we're knocking off from grafting. So job for me this morning will be going to go down and put some potassium out. We put gypsum out a couple of weeks ago. Because of the rain coming, I want to get mowing done out there in the paddock, but at the moment it's just too wet. Need this moisture to burn off. Don't like cutting wet grass, so I'll go down, put some potassium out this morning, mow this afternoon. We did a foliar spray last night, so that's that done, and then wait for the rain event. Are you going mowing? So when I'm finished mowing, I slide this sprinkler under the deck. I've got this spot here that I know is really low. Hello Stumpy, are you helping? So the sprinkler's going, and you can see this is where I did it last week, and it just helps to get the grass off. I'll get on the mower in a minute, lift the deck up with my foot lift lever there, and then actually turn the blades on, and it gets rid of, not all, but it certainly gets rid of the worst of the grass build-up. But I also make sure when I put it away that I grease the bearings after doing this, so that there's no water inside the bearings or any moisture is pushed out. And as you can see here, all the grass cuttings that were stuck underneath the deck are off. If that was left there, the underneath of the deck would stay wet, damper longer and cause rust. So now it's a matter of I'll grease the bearings, and got to do an oil change, 300 hours. So the grease points for the bearings are in the most awkward of positions. Raise the deck, that's a little better. At least get my arm underneath now. Got the fertiliser out this morning. Hey, you helping, dude? Find the grease nipple. This doesn't need much really, and out. God, this is awkward. One here. I think there's a 5th one. Yeah. Oh God. I think. Right, so that's the bearings under the mower deck greased after washing out. Take the drain off oil sump, let the oil drain out while it's warm. I've left oil container and oil filter there so I don't forget that there's no oil in the engine. Day 2 of rain, 17.5 mils, and that's from 9 o'clock yesterday morning, and today is at least forecast to be heavier rain. So no mowing today. Today is going to be a wet one for me, picking jackfruits. I'll be on my own today. Angela's at work and Stumpy doesn't come out when it's raining. Okay, start filling the tank. Just rinsing off to get all the bits of grass and stuff off. They then go on the racking to dry out. Let them drip dry, and then after lunch they'll go into the cold room. Although it's overcast and raining, like we put them in the shed there on racking so that like when it's really hot and sunny, that they don't sort of like sit in the sunshine and get hot and cooked. So yeah, they just go in the shed for shelter from the, sometimes you have sunshine, believe it or not, just while they drip off, and then into the cold room. Everything's dry. Oh, smells so good. Yeah, everything's dry. Now it's a matter of packing, cold room, get the heat out of the fruit, slow the ripening down, and then tomorrow morning off to the transport. They have sent the wrong labels. Oh, you buggers. This could get very, very tedious. Well, lucky that put the cover on, because it absolutely poured it down. Only, I don't know, 2 minutes maybe, but yeah, would have really messed up the cardboard boxes. And picked up more irrigation sprinklers. Have to put them together, and these are for what we grafted 3 weeks, 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, that are all pushing. Don't like to have, personally, don't like to have overhead sprinklers, just when I first grafted them, but now they're pushing, yeah, get them on. The irrigation equipment, sprinklers, come in 3 parts. You've got the sprinkler head, the hose, this end here goes into the water pipe, and then a stake here just to hold it upright. So we have to assemble them ourselves. So this, just make sure you don't cross the thread, because they are only plastic. That screws in there. Then as the water hits here, this part just spins, and you can get various heads. This one is 45 litres an hour, and then that head just goes on to the stake and stakes in the ground. You can get these with a short or a long hose. I go for the long hose because it does allow you to move the sprinkler somewhat. This is actually drip irrigation. There's outlets every 50 centimetres on there. There's one little drip outlet. I use this in the process of grafting purely because I don't particularly like overhead water on the graft, and also sprinklers all the way around just encourages more and more weeds, which we want to keep the weeds down while the grafter's working. Once the grafter's up and going and the whole row is done, then I'll switch over to your normal black 90mm low density poly pipe. So for putting the actual making the connection, I use this splicing tool on a knife, and you have to be careful, don't go straight down because there's a risk of coming out of the back edge. So once you've made the start, got an indentation, go over at an angle so that the spike is going up the pipe and not through. Then it's just a matter of pushing the connection. This has got a barb on it. These we get from your normal irrigation shop. There you go, that's in. Now I personally like to sort this out before it gets dry during the wet period, because the stake goes in the ground just way easier, and then that just pushes it on the top, and that's it. Now this sprinkler obviously will sprinkle 360 degrees, but as it hits the tree trunk here, if you can imagine, it creates a dry spell here, like what's sometimes referred to as a shadow, where no water gets. So having the long hose connection actually allows me to move it round occasionally, just so that the whole area gets watered better. So that's the reason I use a long hose. Here we've got another fruit, more fruits. Need to remove some, there's more fruits up there. Alright then folks, getting distracted. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. Any likes or subscriptions, more than welcome. It doesn't cost anything, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.